Hi, I'm Laura Hassman, founder and co-director of the SolarSPELL initiative at Arizona State University. I'm also faculty at ASU. There are three important aspects to SolarSPELL's approach: appropriate technology, relevant content, and local capacity building. First, the technology. The SolarSPELL Digital Library's hardware consists of three main parts: a solar panel, a battery, and a microcomputer called a Raspberry Pi. The entire contents of the library is stored on a micro SD card, which is inserted into the Raspberry Pi, which in turn creates an offline Wi-Fi hotspot to which any Wi-Fi enabled device, like a smartphone, tablet, or laptop, can connect. To access the SolarSPELL Digital Library's content, users just connect to the Wi-Fi signal called SPELL, open their favorite web browser, and type 10.10.10.10 in the address bar. Once connected, anyone can freely browse all of the contents of the digital library without needing access to the internet. It's that easy to use. To create our libraries, we receive content or content requests from partners in the field, and then our team, primarily ASU students, carefully research, identify, and, if necessary, obtain permission for each resource to be added. They then download these resources, tag each item with metadata information like author, language, and intended audience, so that each resource can be easily searched for and discovered by users. SolarSPELL's library specialist then reviews the content to ensure that it will be relevant to our library users before preparing the library collection in a database and then saving it onto an SD card. Nearly half the world's population is still offline, so access to information is a critical need, and needs vary across regions and sectors. So we're curating multiple collections of SolarSPELL libraries, each containing thousands of curated resources to meet the diverse needs of nurses, midwives, biomedical technicians, agricultural extension workers, teachers, students, and community members. For example, our primary and secondary education libraries include content under creative arts, environment, health and safety, language arts, local topics, math, science, and more. The SolarSPELL Digital Library's content is entirely open access so that any resource can be downloaded and shared freely. The file formats on the library include HTML, PDF files, and MP4 videos so that any Wi-Fi capable device anywhere can open and download them without needing to download any software or ever connect to the internet. And in fact, because the internet is expensive and full of traps and viruses targeted at novice users, we believe that the SolarSPELL as an offline educational solution is better than the internet in countless situations. The third part of our model is local capacity building. SolarSPELL's unique approach pairs the digital library with locally based trainers who help build information literacy and digital skills among library users. The SolarSPELL offline digital library looks and feels like being online, so learners can develop 21st century skills and internet readiness, even before the internet reaches them. To make this type of skill building possible, we partner with in-field organizations and use a train-the-trainer model to ensure that SolarSPELL library users have the long-term support needed to build these new skills over time. SolarSPELL empowers learners globally with the knowledge they need to address the challenges they face.